According to the New Testament, it's going to hurt people. Muhammad is an antichrist. That's the New Testament teaching. Because what is the criteria for an antichrist? 1 John chapter 2, 22 to 23 tells you. Who is the antichrist? He who denies the Father and the Son. Islam says Allah is not a father, and Jesus is definitely not his son. In fact, in chapter 9 of the Quran, verse 30, you know what it says? And the Jews say, Uzair is the son of Allah. To this day, scholars are baffled. Who is this Uzair? And what Jew said it? Now, some translations will tell you that Uzair is Ezra, the prophet, but the context is the call to jihad. A lot of people don't know that one of the last chapters before Muhammad died. Now, again, we're basing this on the Muslim sources. There are people who question the Muslim sources. They say, well, because
Muslims.
They're not in Muslim countries, they can't. But you'll have Muslim academics who will tell you, these are later traditions, they're embellished. And not all Muslims believe in what they call the hadith. Now, the largest group of Muslims identify as Sunni. In fact, you had two of them debating when they were here. They would be Sunni Muslims. One of them was a Salafi. So though they are Sunni...
Daniel or...
Jacob, what was his name?
Daniel
the other guy, Jake.
Hariraju.
Daniel Hakikachu and Jake Brankatala.
Yeah.
Jake, I don't know if it's short for Jacob. Now, he's a Salafi. There are differences among them. And though they belong... And again, I'm not saying these differences prove Islam is false because we got differences among Christians. Right? I mean, fair is fair. Islam is not monolithic, neither is Christianity. Right? There are flavors of Christianity. But point being, the largest group of Muslims would identify as Sunni. But in that Sunni branch, you have people called Salafis. They have a view of Allah that the other Sunnis do not share. We can get into that. But so, not all Muslims believe in the Hadith. Though it's the largest sect, they would follow what they call the Hadith or the Sunnah. You have Shia. They have their own traditions. They don't accept. In fact, if you come from Iran, it's a Shia majority, right? Mm-hmm. The Ayatollah, yeah. So they would not accept the traditions of Daniel Hakikachu. So when they quote Bukhari, they reject it. They go, we don't follow Bukhari. We have, Kafi, Quran. They have their own traditions. And then there are a group of Muslims who only follow the Quran. They're called Quran-only Muslims. So just like Christianity, you have a variety. So if I'm dealing with a Muslim, I first ask them, what are you? So I can know how to address them. I can't address them the same. Because, you debate Muslims, well, I don't accept the hadith. I don't care what Bukhari says. I don't care what Muslim says. So I have to now stick with the Quran and show them why there are holes in the narrative. And the point I'm getting at is that in Islamic theology, specifically Sunni, there are certain attributes, names of Allah, that no creature can ascribe to themselves. Some of the names I just showed you, but Jesus ascribed to himself. So now we got a problem. In chapter 9 of the Quran, according to the Sunni tradition, this is one of the last chapters Muhammad gave before he died. These are his final marching orders. And in his final marching orders, if you want to look at it, chapter 9, it starts at 28 all the way to 33. This is, again, according to the Sunni narrative. Now, if you accept the Sunni narrative, then this is one of the last surahs. But if you are one of those Muslims who say, no, these are just later embellishments, well, then you have a hard time because you can't situate the Quran. How do you know when the Quran was written? It doesn't tell you. It doesn't even give you a chronology. For example, if you go to Sunni tradition, there are two periods in the compilation of the Quran. There's what's called the Meccan period and the Medinan period. Mecki, Madani. Again, based on the Islamic narrative, for the first 13 years, Muhammad preached in Mecca. The tone of those chapters that are attributed to that period, very different. To you be your religion, to me my religion. Because he's outnumbered. He doesn't have control. And if he does try to make an attack, they'll squash him. So when you read those chapters from that period, if we take the traditional Sunni narrative, very tolerant. Like, well, let's get along. Okay, hey, you don't believe my religion, that's fine. To you, your religion, to me, my religion. That's like chapter 109 of the Quran. Says it, to you, your religion, to me, my religion. That's what they'll often quote. But they quote in the context when they're outnumbered. Then you have what's called the Medinan period, the period where he now goes to Medina and he becomes head of state. The tone changes. It goes from, to you, your religion, to me, my religion. Then you enter Medina. Okay, now, since they oppressed you, you can fight back. Self-defense. Then the final stage is chapter 9. Now he's amassed a large number of soldiers, according to the narrative, right? One of the greatest scholars, in my opinion, questioning the narrative, you had him. He debated, Robert Spencer. If you want what I consider to be one of the most knowledgeable Christians on the historical Muhammad as well as political Islam, you won't get any better than Robert Spencer. So if you ever want to talk,
Really?
bring him, he's amazing, right?
Interesting, because he gets a lot of hate, and he's got a lot of controversy behind him. I mean, when I announced that I'm bringing him, they were furious about bringing Robert Spencer.
Exactly. He's my estimation. You know how people say this guy's the best, and that's an ego thing. May God crush our pride. But my estimation, I don't think there's someone more knowledgeable in political Islam and historical Muhammad than Robert Spencer from a Christian perspective.
Interesting.
He would be part of if you ever get an A team, he'd be part of it. Now, I mention him only because he would question these sources. But if you're a Sunni, because now my audience is now the Sunni Muslim, like whoever it is, if it's Daniel. According to the tradition, chapter 9, one of the final marching orders, he's amassed a large number of soldiers. Now he's telling them, go and expand Islam. It's no longer defend yourself. It's now go and expand Islam politically, economically, socially. That's the context of chapter 9, 28 to 33. But now notice, Muhammad has to give them a pretext to attack. Okay, why are we attacking these people? You're going to see it doesn't say because they threatened you. This is the Islamic narrative. It's because they believe differently from you. Right there, black and white. You're going to see it. So they don't think I'm lying. And if they want to get the commentators, Ibn Kathir, we're going to have a field day, brother. They can't tell me it doesn't mean this. Say, wait, what did Ibn Kathir or Qurtubi say? Right? But here, chapter 9, 28 to 33, we're going to read it. Oh, you have believed. Now, this translation says polytheist, but the term mushrikun, mushrikeen, it's much more broad than simply a polytheist. The term comes from shirk. What is shirk? According to the Quran, shirk is the one sin Allah will never forgive. But what is that? When you claim there are multiple divinities, or Allah shares his glory or attributes or sovereignty with a creature, or God has a son, you fall under that category. So according to Islam, all of you are shirkers. You're a mushrik, whether you like it or not. Why? Because if they ask you, do you believe Jesus is God's son? Mushrik. You believe Jesus is God's son? Mushrik. You believe he's Lord? Mushrik. Now the Quran says to fight you. And to the victor goes the spoils, or you pay what's called jizya. We're going to get there. So, you believe, or have believed, indeed the polytheists are unclean, so let them not approach al-Masjid al-Haram. Now, without the traditions, you have no idea where this is. It's a tradition that tells you this is the Kaaba in Mecca. But if you just went with this, you'll have no idea where this is. What the heck is Masjid al-Haram? But this means Mecca, the Kaaba. Don't let them approach after this, their final year. What year? See, without the Islamic narrative, you don't even know what year this is. Mm-hmm. This is 2 years before the death of Muhammad, right? But I can't tell. I mean, what year, buddy? Doesn't tell me. And if you fear poverty, now why is it saying fear poverty? The Islamic narrative says that they would make pilgrimages, to this day the Muslims do it, to circumambulate the Kaaba 7 times, run between the 2 hills, Safa and Marwa 7 times, throw 7 stones at Satan, which they claim was instituted by Abraham, but there's no evidence for that. These were pagan practices. So when the people would come, they'd barter, they would sell, they would trade. So it's saying, well, if you fear by banishing them, you're going to lose money, don't worry. Allah will enrich you from his bounty if he wills. It's if he wills. We say inshallah, but here it's, if he wills. Now, how will he enrich you? This is the question I want you to see. By having you fight the infidels and taking jizya from them. That's verse 29. It says it right there. Fight those who do not believe in Allah. Does it say fight those who threaten you? Fight those who attacked you? Fight those who want to take your land? No. Fight those who do not believe in Allah or in the last day. Well, I don't believe in the Allah of Islam. Now, I know people say, well, it's just a name. That's not my debate. I have no problem using the term Allah. The Allah of the Quran is not the God of the Bible.
So different gods.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But now you have to qualify that. Do you think the average Muslim even knows the differences?
Probably not.
Absolutely not. They don't. They're told that this God is the God of Abraham. They're told Jesus is a mighty messenger. So you have to distinguish between what the sources say and the person. Because if I interview an average Christian, how many of them know what the Trinity is? How many know that Jesus is the God-man, that you must believe he's God and man? If I ask Christians, is Jesus a man in heaven or a spirit? I've done that. They'll say he's a spirit. No, he's not. The Bible says he's a glorified man in heaven with a glorified physical body of flesh. And he's going to come back in the flesh. So how many Christians know that they're supposed to believe that? You'd be surprised. Ask Christians, say, hey.
I understand.
Yeah. So here, If you don't have the same idea of Allah they do, that's pretext to fight you.
And Sam, not to cut you off, when you say fight, is that fight to kill?
No, it's UFC.
Okay. I want to make that clear that it's saying fight. Fight should be, they're trying to kill you.
UFC championship belt.
Okay,
What's wrong with you?
Okay, my bad.
See, that's that Assyrian in you, bro.
Yeah,
So,
okay. Please continue.
So, and the last day now, real quickly, let me describe Islamic last day, because I want to show the audience who don't know Islam how graphic this is. The last day in Islam means if you pass the test, you will enter Jannah, you'll enter paradise. You have maidens of pleasure, Hur al-Ain. I can give you even a reference, very graphic, chapter 78, 31, 33. It says that they have swelling breasts that don't sag. And the Quran says you'll spend all eternity deflowering them, but you won't harm them, and they'll return. When I say Quran says you will have sex with them, but the hadiths go graphic. You will be deflowering them, but you won't hurt them. They'll return virginal again. So this is the pleasures of paradise. And you're going to have wine, and you're going to have milk, and you're going to have meat and young boys serving you. Youths of perpetual freshness. Now, why the hell do I need a young boy in paradise to serve me? Well, things to make you go, But that's the last day. Oh, you brought it up, huh? See? Full-breasted.
Companions of equal age.
Yeah, so that means you don't need breast implants in paradise. You're
good
free
to
of
go.
charge, yeah.
Perfect. It's impressive.
You see why they love us, don't you? Yeah,
it's impressive.
When we come here, go back to 30, up to 30. So now, why should you fight them? I'm sorry, 29. Fight those who do not believe in Allah or in the last day, who do not consider unlawful what Allah and His Messenger have made unlawful. So if you don't accept Muhammad's restrictions, like don't eat pig meat, grounds to fight you. Am I making it up? It's right there. Why do you fight them? Who do not consider unlawful what Allah and His Messenger have made unlawful. So what you do not forbid and Muhammad has forbidden, you are now an enemy and need to be brought into submission. And who do not adopt the religion of truth. Now guess what that religion is? Buddhism? It's Islam. So if you do not accept Islam, what must they do? Fight you? Even those who are given the scripture, meaning even if they're Jews and Christians. Many people may not know this, but those who are in the field will know. One of the titles given to Jews and Christians is Ahl al-Kitab, the people of the book. Why? Because the Quran assumes the same God that gave the Quran gave the scriptures to the Jews and Christians. Because it says He's the God of Abraham, right? And it says this is a religion of Abraham. So even if you're a Jew or Christian, but you deny Muhammad, or Allah said to the Muslims, fight them until they pay jizya. Why? Willingly, while they are humbled, as a sign of your humiliation. That's how Allah will enrich you. Thank the Lord, there's really no Islamic state that enforces this. Praise the Lord Jesus Christ, right? I mean, if you ask me, is there an Islamic state? No, there isn't. Are some countries more Islamic than others? Yes. But there is no truly Islamic state, right, that implements what the Quran and the Sharia puts. But you understand, this is how Islam expanded. Go find people where they're at, invite them to Islam, and if they accept, they're safe. If not, take the jizya from them, and if not, kill them, and to the victor goes the spoils. Another thing, this related to Christ. Why then should you fight Jews and Christians? Verse 30. The Jews say Ezra is the son of Allah. But it's not Ezra, it's Uzair. They tell you it's Ezra. But with that said, there's not any shred of historical evidence that the Jews ever worshipped Ezra as the unique son of God. Doesn't exist. So where does this come from? Well, the Muslims say, well, there was a particular group at a particular time. But those are the Muslim sources. If you ask them, can you give me any pre-Islamic or sources besides Islam that there were Jews who worshipped Ezra or whoever? No, they can't find it. But now watch. The Jews say Ezra is the son of Allah. And the Christians say the Messiah is the son of Allah. Now, there they got us. If I ask you guys, do you believe Messiah is the son of Allah? Do you believe Jesus is the son of God?
Yes.
It says, for that reason, they must fight you. It's right there. The son of Mary. And they were not I'm sorry, you skipped to 31. That is what they say with their mouths. See, that's something you just say from you made it up. Imitating the sayings of those who disbelieved before. May Allah destroy them. How do you think Allah is going to destroy you? He's going to come down on a horse? Who do you think He's going to use to destroy you? The jihadis. Am I making it up? It's right there.
Nope.
This is the context of jihad. This is what Islam, this is Muhammad's final marching orders. Whether you like it or not, if they become predominant majority, and if they're zealous, now thank God most Muslims are not, They have to do this.
Hey guys, Vincent Oshana here. I recently released a new shirt for my faith-based line, Faith Over Fear. There's a cross on the front and Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 on the back. As Christians, we've never seen Jesus face to face, but we believe. That's what having true faith is. Trusting when we can't see. And if you walk by faith, you have absolutely nothing to fear. Go to vtmerch.com, pick up a shirt. We have hoodies. We even have a female line. Rock the shirt, rock it with purpose, and let the world know who you stand with. Peace and love.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.